This video will demonstrate the creation of artwork film control records and the creation of Gerber files from within the Allegro PCB Editor. To create Gerber files that you need to send off to your fab vendor for fabrication, go into Manufacture, Artwork. First, to take a look at the General Parameters folder tab. You need to fill this out. Pay special attention to the device type. You need to make sure that this device type matches the device type you set in your shape dynamic parameters. Do not mix units. Do not design your board in mils and output in millimeters and vice versa. Make sure that your output units match what your board is designed in. When you finish with this form, you will get a file on disk titled art_param.txt. You'll need to send that file along with your Gerber files to your fab vendor. The Film Control folder tab is where you'll define what artwork files will be created. You need to create one film control record for each artwork file you're going to send to your fab vendor. By default, you will get one film control record for each layer in your stack up. If we look at one of these, what you'll get by default is the etch for that subclass, pin for that, and the via for that. So you get etch top, pin top, and via class top. Anything else you must add in manually. It's, for example, let's suppose we wanted to put the board design outline as part of the artwork. I'll select on any of these subclass pairs, do right mouse button, add. It'll give me a list of all the classes that are available on the board. I expand the one I'm interested in this case board geometry, and I'll turn on design outline, and when I say OK, this will be what will generate my Gerber file. If you want to see what that looks like, you can do a right mouse button on top and say display for visibility, and that's what you'll actually get in your Gerber file. Now I probably need to add in some more film control records for some more Gerber files. The process to do that is the following. Keep your film control record form up, then open up your color dialog window, have them side by side. And basically what you want to do is make everything visible that you want to have be part of your Gerber file. So let's say we're going to do a solder mask. So first thing I'll do is I'll turn my global visibility off to make sure everything's invisible. And I'll turn on once. Since I'm going to do my solder mask, and we'll do solder mask top first. I want solder mask top pin, solder mask top via. I might have a package geometry solder mask top, maybe a board geometry solder mask top. So I'll just make all these different items visible that I want to be part of my final artwork. I'll do an apply, and what I can do is just take a quick look at that to say, yes, that's what I wanted my artwork to look like. I will now come over to my artwork control form, select on any of these current existing film control records, do a right mouse button, add, and give it a name. Let's call that, let's say T mask for top mask. If I expand that, that's what I'm going to get in my Gerber files. And if I want to do a bottom mask, we'll do the same thing again. I can do another global visibility off, or I can just, untoggle those, toggle those on, go to my board stock up, turn off my top masks, turn on my bottom masks, do another apply, make sure that that's okay. I'll come back to my film control records, do a right mouse button, add again, and call B mask. And I'll continue this as for as many different artworks I need to generate. Now for each one of these artworks, you need to check your film options. Most of these are pretty much standard. You can leave them alone the way they are. One thing to make sure of is to check the plot mode. If you're doing negative planes, you have to make sure it says negative. But otherwise, most of the times these will be left the way they are. Once you have created all your artwork film control records, what I need to do is tell the system which artwork files I want to create. So I'm going to do a select all because I'm going to create all of them. And when I get ready to create artwork, the only thing that will stop me from creating my artwork is any dynamic shapes need to be updated. If you see this toggle, that means you have some dynamic shapes that are not up to date. You cannot create artwork unless all your dynamic shapes are up to date. So I'll select that, bring me up to the status form. I'll do an update to smooth. And now, with everything selected, I can do a create artwork. What this will do is it will go through and create artworks for each of my film control records, and it will give me a file on disk titled film control record name .art. You always want to check your photoplot.log file to make sure there's no errors in here, or any even warnings may be a problem. You have to check all of them. And you can see it created ground.art, top.art, and it writes it to the current working directory. So you want to check this photoplot.log to make sure everything is okay. Now you can also bring the Gerber files in just to give you that nice warm fuzzy feeling that everything's okay. So I'm going to start a new design and I'll save that. Let's call it Gerber in. And I'm going to go in and create a new subclass under the manufacturing class. I'm going to call it artwork. That's where I'm going to read the artwork files into. To read the artwork in, do a file, import artwork. You can browse to the file name you want to bring in. Since it found the Gerber file and the art_param.txt file, it knows what the format is. I want to put that on the manufacturing class. The subclass is artwork that I created. Select load file. Load file will give you a outline of where the Gerber file will appear, and just drop it on there. And I have my artwork file loaded in that I can verify that this is what I really wanted to give to my manufacturer. This concludes the demonstration on the creation of artwork film control records and the creation of Gerber files from within the Allegro PCB Editor.